Hello and welcome, Gemini, to the month of April 2022. I do hope that this reading is finding you well and in good spirits and sending you lots of positive energy. I have all of your cards on the table here, and the month of April is honestly a bit of a doozy, astrologically speaking. We have a lot going on. We have our first retrograde planet in a couple of months. We have an eclipse. Before we dive too far into that, though, I just want to thank all of you who have supported this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It's with all of your support that I'm able to continue putting out this content and doing this incredible work. So thank you so much. I actually did my first live stream on Patreon last week for members only, and I had a lot of fun, actually. So if you're interested in that, I'd love to see some new faces. It was a great time and lots of interesting conversations, so maybe you'll be interested in that too. Anyways, Taurus, you can find all of my links in the description box down below, including links for personal readings and Reiki sessions. We have all of your cards on the table here, and it feels like when I'm just connecting with your energy, Gemini, I'm really feeling this beautiful thing happening and growing. It feels like you've just been manifesting something. There's been a big shift for you. Something has changed, and it's like you can't go back. I'm wondering if some of you have even had a spiritual awakening with the Ace of Swords kind of being clarified with the Judgment card here. Some of you have had this huge perspective shift, or there's just this new beginning or new energy in your life, and it's just changed things. Something has shifted, or something is about to shift if this hasn't already occurred. And it feels like you know what you need to do next. There's a lot of clarity here for me, honestly. And it's like, if some of you have been working on a project, if some of you have been trying to be successful in something, I feel like you're experiencing that in the month of April. You're already experiencing some success with the Queen of Pentacles. And honestly, it feels like it's only going to be growing from here. So really exciting stuff happening for you, Gemini. And again, your ruling planet Mercury is just all over the place this month. There's a lot happening. It's making a lot of aspects. The day after the Aries new moon on the 1st, we have the Sun forming a conjunction with Mercury on the 2nd. And this is in the sign of Aries. So you're really getting revitalized this month. There's a lot of energy that's building for you. And this is kind of coming out of the gate into April. So that's really exciting to see. And this is also potentially even like networking opportunities. I could see that for you being, in your 11th house with Aries energy. There could be a good connection for you, or some sort of helpful contact that comes into your life that is just changing things, and things are even growing for you. If you work on social media or do anything on social media, that could also just be kind of connecting to that. There could be a lot of people who find you or connect with you in some way. Whatever it is that's going well, I feel like it's just going to grow, honestly, because we have the King of Pentacles in the future here, the King of Coins. So whatever is in this Queen mode, it feels like it's like coming to even more of a head, or even more of, I want to say the word empire, actually. It's like whatever it is that you're building, it's growing, and it might even be growing faster than you anticipated. And if this isn't career, then there's just some level of stability or something that you have achieved for yourself that is growing exponentially this month. And the only challenge you have is the Strength card in reverse. And honestly, I almost see this as you not being sure of your capabilities with all of these things coming in. It's like maybe you had this kind of 5-year plan, right? And all of a sudden things are happening now. It's like things are shifting very quickly and growing very quickly. And I'm seeing this, especially with some of the moon cards that I pulled for you, Gemini. I had the new moon in Capricorn, which was your hard work is paying off. That's a message here. And this feels like whatever it is that you've been working on, it is growing. Whatever it is that you've been manifesting, it is coming to fruition, and it is coming in fast and hot. We also have full moon in Gemini in your sign. And the message with this card is the answers are coming, or the answers you need are coming. And so again, if you didn't have a sense of clarity while you're watching this reading, I feel like that is coming for you very soon with the Ace of Swords and Judgment card. And honestly, even if you don't have clarity, I feel like for some of you, it's like you knew there was this calling. You knew there was this direction you're supposed to go in. And it feels very, very exciting and very, very dynamic. And again, there's a lot of activation with your planet this month. Because Mercury is going to be forming a conjunction with Taurus or Uranus in Taurus. And that is in your 12th house, your subconscious, spirituality, your dreams. There's a lot that is changing this month. Things could happen very, very suddenly. And what's even more beautiful about this month for you is that Mercury is actually entering into your sign. Your ruling planet is entering into your sign on the 28th. And Pluto is going retrograde in Capricorn on the 28th. So it feels like this is a really interesting time. Actually, Mercury is going to be forming a trine with Pluto in Capricorn that day as well. And Pluto will then be going retrograde. And it's almost like just this breakthrough for you. A floodgate is bursting open. And actually, when I was connecting to your energy and connecting with your aura and connecting with the collective here, watching this reading, I was seeing this kind of blue flame that expanded out like a starfish. It had like 5 points to it, and it made me think of manifestation. What this actually reminded me of is like when you cut an apple open and you have that 5-pointed star, that natural pentagram. It almost looked like that, but it was blue flames. And it distinctly did remind me of a starfish. So I'm wondering if there's something about regeneration, because I know that starfish regenerate limbs that have been lost. And it's almost like whatever it was that was severed from you is also taking on a life of its own. That is kind of a thing I'm getting too. There's a lot happening this month. And interestingly, looking at the octopus here, I believe they are also capable of regeneration, as well as stingray. You have a lot going on. You really do. And again, your ruling planet is kind of all over the place. We have a lot of aspects with Mercury this month, and you can actually look at the Astrology blog, which I have linked in the description box. I also do have kind of a horoscope for all of my patrons at the most basic level. It's the thing all tiers get, if you're interested in learning more about the astrology. But there is a lot happening with Mercury this month, and it feels like your mind is making all of these connections, and you're making all of these connections with other people, and you might even be feeling like you're spread very thin, especially with this Strength card in reverse. I told you, you feel very spread thin, and I'm catching myself speaking very quickly as I'm reading all of this to you. But somehow you're able to do this. You're able to multitask. Even if this does feel a little uncomfortable for you, ride this energy. Ride this energy, Gemini. There's a lot happening. There's a lot that you're working with this month. And the answers you need are coming. There could be some big conversations this month as well. And it feels like kind of the completion of a cycle for you, because this is in your sign, right? And sometimes the full moon in your sign can also be a bit of a glow up as well. Lots of beautiful energy. That's kind of feeling more like May to me, especially as we are going into your season. But I think that is something that is in the horizon for you. So let me shuffle a little more. Let's pull a few more cards for you. What do we have? We have the Six of Wands, victory. Coming out of a situation successful. Sometimes this indicates overcoming challenges. We have the Sun. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the sun, lots of new beginnings, lots of new vitality. And again, this makes a lot of sense, especially at the start of this month. We have a conjunction with Mercury and the sun in Aries. Your ruling planet Mercury is being energized by the light of the sun. And wow, that's all I can say. This is like the best reading I've done so far, by the way, today. Hierophant, there is also some spiritual wisdom here. Could also be involving Taurus energy. We are going to be in Taurus season by the end of this month, but I feel like there could be someone who has some sort of wisdom or spiritual knowledge, or you are gaining that. You are stepping into this role. It's like you are practicing what you preach. And you're glowing for it. Something was a big wake-up call for you last month in March. I'm kind of getting that for a lot of you. There was a big wake-up call. And the Seven of Pentacles, this is interesting because I was thinking some of you are going to be making some investments this month as well. And this actually kind of makes me think of that again. It's literally like I was thinking about this and this card came out. Some of you are thinking, where should I invest my money? And maybe that's this thing with the Queen of Wands going into the the Queen of Coins going into the King of Coins, or the King of Pentacles. This really feels like an empire, long-term success, dipping into things with this octopus here. Or maybe there is an investment you have made already that is now rewarding you in some way, which is interesting. Let's pull one more animal card for you too. What is the animal card for Gemini? Any other animal wisdom for Gemini? I feel like I just blazed through your reading. The energy is just very fast for you right now. We have Vulture. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm getting a couple of messages with this card because Vulture is a scavenger, right? It finds life in death. It finds sustenance in things that are hard for others to digest. And so there is something about finding nourishment in a situation that had once seemed like a loss. Some of you do need to cleanse your energy as well. There could be some toxic energy around you. I'm kind of seeing that with Octopus and the Vulture. There may be like codependency issues that are kind of around you as well. Almost feels like if there's a lot of success, there could be people who are taking advantage of that in some way. But honestly, I feel like this is just something to kind of keep in mind. This doesn't feel like a dominant energy to me. And it feels like if something was lost, there's now this sense of gain. And I'm specifically getting like financial stuff here, which is interesting to me. One more. Okay. The Camel. For some of you, there could be some sort of spiritual journey or trip. I could potentially see that with Camel. It feels more like a retreat of some kind, or finding some wellspring within. Again, there is something about you feeling really overwhelmed potentially, or really strained this month. And Camel is about having that water within, or knowing that there is an oasis. Camel is able to go a long time without drinking water. And so it feels like whatever it is that is challenging you, there's this message of perseverance, and almost like you have what you need to be successful. You are going to reach this point. You are going to see the completion of something, and it feels very great for me. And we do have an eclipse in Taurus this month as well. And that's going to be really a good time for you to shed things that have weighed down on you, to do this cleansing work with Vulture, to digest something that has been rotting, to find use for it. And with this Camel card, it's interesting how I'm noticing my energy shift very drastically now. It feels like you're coming back into center towards the end of the month, or even in May. There is some sort of trip you might be taking, or a retreat that you're going to, or you're planning something like that. And it's almost like finding the calm in the chaos, becoming that calm. I think some of you might also be doing something with yoga. I'm noticing that with Stingray, or doing something with Reiki this month as well. That feels important to me too. And if you are like, with this eclipse, if you are feeling a lot of intense emotions coming, especially when there's a lot of other stuff going on at once, I kind of want to tell you to lay low and to focus more on doing energy work, to just kind of go through the motions with that. There's a big tone shift that happens at the end of the month for you, with the eclipse in Taurus in your 12th house. And with that shadow, it's also a good time to kind of project and release your negativity on that literal shadow, okay? It is only a partial eclipse, but that's still a good time for you to do some sort of release. But what that release really looks like is digesting something. It is seeing the blessing in the hardship, in something that was once lost. And I feel like there's almost this genuine gratitude for you, Gemini. It's like you now understand why certain things didn't work out, because there was something even better for you. And there's just this very beautiful aha moment that I'm seeing with the Ace of Swords and the Judgment card. Some of you have already experienced this. Others of you will experience this, or are starting to experience this in the month of April, or maybe even into May, into your season. But there's just a very dramatic and profound shift here, and it feels like many directions. I feel like there's just this thing with you needing to realign your energy, or to kind of embody your energy again, embody your aura. I saw like an indigo kind of flame earlier too. It was like a deep blue. And so there is this sort of psychic expansion that's happening. Some of you are no longer afraid of your intuition. You're no longer afraid of spiritual things that you once were. There's a lot of freedom that you are experiencing in that regard now too. I even wonder if some of you are readers yourselves, and there's some sort of success with that as a business for you, which is amazing. Anyway, Gemini, that feels like everything. I know we covered a lot. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Again, all of my links are in the description box down below. And if this didn't quite resonate, or you would like some more messages or clarity, you are welcome to check your other signs, your moon, rising, or Venus sign. Check out those readings as well. There's a playlist on my YouTube page, and there will be one on the end screen of this video as well. And I will see you all next time. Take care, Gemini, and have a happy April.